my name is Katelyn Factoran, and today on History 101, I am here to interview several historian experts who specialize in the rise of empires during the time period of 600 BCE to 600 CE. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Professor Allen, and I specialize in ancient Indian history.
I'm Professor Magbuhat, and I specialize in ancient Persian history.
I'm Dr. Ariano, and I specialize in ancient Chinese history.
I'm Dr. Spillane, and I specialize in ancient Greece and Rome history.
Let's begin with Professor Magbuhat. So, how was Persia unified into one expansive empire?
Persia expanded their empire by conquering ancient Mesopotamian civilizations through the use of satrapies. Satrapies were local administrations who ruled with a satrap, a governor in a province.
Since the Persian Empire was so vast, were there any means of communication?
A large empire called for communication systems. The Great Royal Road was the longest, spanning over 1,600 miles, connecting the Persian Gulf to the Aegean Sea.
Professor Magbuhat. Moving on to Dr. Ariano. I'd like to know about the Qin dynasty and its significance.
The Qin dynasty was founded by Qin Shi Huangdi, and this dynasty was extremely short because it lasted for almost about a decade. The Qin had a powerful army using iron weapons, which allowed them to conquer neighboring lands and help unify China. But the reason why China was so centralized is because of public works, like the creation of the Great Wall, how they standardized laws and currency.
After the Qin dynasty collapsed, the Han dynasty emerged. So can you tell me about the Han dynasty's accomplishments?
After the decline of the Qin dynasty, the Han dynasty rose, and under this dynasty, the creation of civil service exams allowed the bureaucracy to have highly educated people involved. In ancient China, there were 3 philosophies that were emphasized, but Confucianism and legalism mainly influenced China. Confucianism values were incorporated with the civil service exams, which called for Zhenzi, who were superior individuals in the bureaucracy.
Thank you, Dr. Ariano. Moving on to Professor Allen. Please tell us about the unification of the Indian subcontinent.
The Mauryan Empire was founded by Chandragupta Maurya. This large empire ranged from the Indus River Valley through the Ganges River Valley and down to the Deccan Plateau. To unify the region, Maurya brought together all the small Aryan kingdoms. Chandragupta unified the empire, but it reached its height during the reign of his grandson, Ashoka Maurya. Throughout this empire, Buddhism spread through the establishment of the Rock and Pillar Edicts.
Thank you, Professor Allen. Next up is Dr. Spillane, who's here to tell us about the Greek city-states.
The 2 main Greek city-states were Athens and Sparta. Athens was a political, commercial, and agricultural center. Sparta was agricultural and highly militaristic. These city-states had a simple social structure: citizens, free people, and slaves.
Now, Dr. Spillane, please tell us about the Roman Empire.
Rome lasted from 509 BC to 476 CE. Rome was similar to Greece in their social structure. Rome had patricians, plebeians, and slaves. A big part of Roman culture was its religion and mythology. They believed in many different gods. Rome had expanded its empire by dominating many foreign lands. Rome was eventually fallen to Greece.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this storm.
Thank you, Dr. Spillane. Lastly, Professor Castro, can you please explain to us the importance of the Silk Roads during this time period?
The empires of the classical era were all connected through the Silk Roads, which stretched from China to Rome. There were pastoral communities along the roads to provide shelter and supplies for the merchants and travelers. Also, disease and religion traveled along these trade routes.
That's all we have for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in on History 101.